dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and also studying well for the USS exam. Today we'll discuss a passage and a grammar topic. So let's start our class. Here is a passage, so you have to read it well in order to get an idea. Then turn to the questions. Now let's read the passage.
Insects are among the most fascinating animals on earth. They smell chiefly with their antennae and some taste with their feet. Many insects hear by means of hairs on their bodies. Others have ears on their legs or on the sides of their bodies. Insects have no voices, but some make noises that can be heard over 1.5 kilometers away. Insects have no lungs, but breathe through holes in their sides. Some insects have no eyes and others have 5 eyes or more. Many insects have enormous strength for their size. An ant can lift a weight 50 times as heavy as its body. If an 80-kilogram man could do as well, he could lift more than 3.5 metric tons with his teeth. A flea can long jump about 35 centimeters. If a human being could do as well, he or she could jump over 200 meters.
So the passage is about insects and its features. Now let's see some given questions. First one. Insects smell chiefly with their dash. Options: legs, hairs on their bodies, antennae, nose. We can see the right answer at the beginning of the passage. There is a sentence in the second line. They smell chiefly with their antennae. So the correct option is option C, antennae. Second question. Many insects hear by means of dash. Options: nose, hairs on their bodies, ears, antennae. So we can see the right answer in the fourth line. There is the sentence: many insects hear by means of hairs on their bodies. So option B is the right answer, hairs on their bodies. Third question. An ant can lift a weight dash times as heavy as its body. Option A 50, B 60, option C 30 and option D 20. Here in the passage we can see it in the 13th line. There is a sentence: an ant can lift a weight 50 times as heavy as its body. So the right answer is 50. Option A is the correct one. Last question. The word fascinating means option A cruel, option B irritating, option C ugly and option D having great attraction. So we can see the word fascinating in the first line of the passage. Insects are among the most fascinating animals on earth, which means attracting. So option D is the right answer, having great attraction. Now the questions are over. Now let's go to the grammar topic. Today you are going to learn conditional sentences or if clause, which is very important for USS exam. So listen carefully. A conditional sentence is a type of sentence that tells one situation as a condition for the occurrence of another situation. That's why these sentences are divided into two parts. I'll show you an example. If you study well, you will pass the exam. Here in the sentence, there are two parts. The first part, which is separated by a comma, is called if clause or the condition of the sentence. And the next is main clause, which is the result of the condition. That is, you will pass the exam. Mainly, there are three types of conditional sentences in English. So let's look into the first one. So first conditional sentence. It tells us about possible or real situations in the future. Example, if it rains, we will cancel the trip. Here the sentence means it is possible to rain in the future. And if it happens, we will surely cancel the trip. So to express this in English, we use simple present tense or V1 form of the verb in the if clause and will, shall, may, can plus V1 form in the main clause. I hope you are familiar with the three forms of a verb. Present form of a verb V1 form, past tense V2 and past participle V3 form of a verb. If we take an example of the verb go, the present form of go is go itself, then went is the past tense, gone is the past participle. Another word call, call is the present tense and called past tense or V2 form, called is the past participle. So you study these forms of verb. Let's take another example of the first conditional sentence. If I get sick, I will go to the doctor. Here is used get, that is the V1 form of the verb or present tense in the if clause, and will plus V1 in the main clause, will go. So you have to remember the structure, that is if plus simple present tense or V1 form of the verb and will, shall, may, can plus V1 form based on the meaning of the sentence. Next, second conditional sentence. This sentence explains imaginary or unreal situations in the present or in the future. For example, if I got sick, I would go to the doctor. Here the sentence means I am imagining that I am sick. Actually, I am not sick. And if it was true, I would go to the doctor. So this sentence is a combination of simple past tense or V2 form of the verb in the if clause and would plus V1 form in the main clause. Another example, if I were you, I would quit smoking. We know it is an imaginary situation, so used would plus V1 verb. Instead of would, you can use should, could or might plus V1 verb in the main clause. It is based on the meaning of the sentence. So you should remember the structure, that is if plus simple past tense and would, should, could or might plus V1 form of the verb in the main clause. Last one, third conditional sentence. This sentence tells us about impossible situations in the past. It is like second conditional sentence, but it shows a regret of something that happened in the past. Example, if Rani had revised her lessons, she would have scored a good mark. The sentence means Rani didn't revise her lessons, so she didn't get a good mark. In reality, Rani doesn't score good mark. So this sentence is a combination of past perfect tense in the if clause and would have plus V3 form of the verb in the main clause. Instead of would have, you can use should have, could have or might have based on the meaning of the sentence. Another example, if I had seen the red light, I would have stopped my car. The sentence means I didn't see the red light, that's why I didn't stop the car. So if you see past perfect tense in the if clause, you can use the above structure, that is if plus past perfect tense and would have, should have, could have or might have plus V3 form of the verb in the main clause. I hope it is clear to you. Now let's see some questions related to this topic.
Now let's look into some questions. First one, if I have the money, I dash a car. Options: would buy, will buy, would have bought, bought. Here is used present tense or V1 form of the verb have in the if clause. So we can use will, shall, may, can with V1 form of the verb in the main clause. So option B, will buy, is the right answer. Next one, if you had gone there, you dash clear picture of the incident. Here in the sentence, past perfect tense is used in the if clause. So you remember the structure and choose the correct option. Option B, should have got, is the right option. Next one, if I won the lottery, I dash a house. Options: will build, would build, would have built. The verb won is the past tense or V2 form of the verb. So would build is the right answer. Option B is the correct one. Next question. If you dash early, we can go for a swim. Options: reach, reached, will reach, would reach. Here you have to select the correct tense of verb in the if clause. So look at the next part. We can go for a swim. So we can guess the answer. It will be in the present tense. So reach, option A is the right answer. Last question. If we limit the use of electricity, we dash. Options: could save energy, will save energy, can save energy, would save energy. Here the verb limit is the V1 form or it is in the present tense. So there are two possible answers in the options. Will save energy, can save energy. So what will you choose? Now look at the meaning of the sentence. If we limit the use of electricity, we can save energy. So option C is the apt one. Can save energy is the right answer.
Dear children, that's all about today's session. I hope you understood what we have discussed today. So study well. See you in another class. Thank you.